Good evening, Daf Kuf Yod Zayin. 31 lines down, we're still talking about the Moser, people who show other people's stuff. We have a phenomenal story coming up. Ahu Gavra Dahave Bae. There was a guy who wanted to show his friend's straw storage to the officers of the king. The Rabbi came in front of Rav. Rav told him, don't show it to them. Amalei told Rav, I'm going to show it. And I said, he asked the rabbi for the opinion. Rabbi said, don't do it. He's like, I'm doing it anyhow. I don't care. Why did he ask? I don't know. Yativ Rav Kahana Kamed Rav. Rav Kahana was sitting in front of Rav. Rav Kahana was a tremendous tzaddik and Tamid Hacham. He didn't like the way the guy spoke to Rav. So he dislocated the guy's neck. He hit the guy, and the guy died instantly. Rav said the pasuk to him. The pasuk talks about how Jews are like a trapped ox when the Goyim control them. Just like a wild ox, once it falls into the net, they don't have mercy on it. And they don't have people don't have mercy on trapped oxen. So to a person with the money of a Jew, once the Goyim have their hands on it, they'll come after him all the time. So if he would have informed, they would have come after the Jew and even maybe have killed him. So you were right by killing him. Rav said, however, until Rav Kahana, until now the Persians were in charge. They weren't so strict on murder. Therefore, there would be any problems. However, now that the Greeks are in charge, which are strict with murder, they'll call you a murderer. Therefore, go to Eretz Yisrael, go flee to Eretz Yisrael and learn with Rabbi Yochanan. And accept for yourself from the fact that he was posek to kill the guy without asking his rabbi. So as like teshuvah, don't ask questions for 7 years in class. Rish Lakish was sitting by Rabbi Yochanan's in yeshiva, and he was reviewing what the rabbi was saying. After he finished reviewing it, Rav Kahana said to the students, where did Rish Lakish go? Amalei told him, why do you want to know? Amalei told him, hi Kushab, hi Kushab, hi Peruka, hi Peruka. I have this question, that question, this answer, that answer. I want to go over with him. Amalei Rish Lakish, they told Rish Lakish that Rav Kahana wanted to meet with him. Azal Rish Lakish, he went to Rabbi Yochanan and said, a lion came from Bavel. A big Tamid Chacham has come. So make sure that whatever you prepare tomorrow, you're on your game. The next day they put Rav Kahana in the front row to honor him in front of Rabbi Yochanan's class. He said something, and Rav Kahana didn't ask a question. He's not allowed to. Another thing, he didn't ask any questions. They placed him 7 rows back. Until he's in this last row. The lion that you said they sent is now a fox. He doesn't ask anything. Once Rav Kahana heard this, he said to himself, Rav told me to sit back and not ask questions 7 years. The kapara for me getting pushed back 7 rows should be instead, and now I can speak. Kamar stood up. Start from the beginning. Every time Rabbi starts saying something, he has a question on it. They put him back in the front row. Every time he said something, again, he said something else, kind of ask a question with it. Rabbi Yochanan was sitting on 7 rugs. At Rabbi Yochanan, after he asked the question, Rabbi Yochanan told him to take out a rug to show himself, like to rebuke himself for not knowing the answer. Again, he asked another question until eventually he was sitting completely on the ground. Rabbi Yochanan was an old man. And his eyebrows were low and they hung over his eyes, he couldn't see. Amadu told the students, lift my eyes so I could see who's asking these beautiful questions. They used like a silver spoon item to lift his eyebrows. He sort of, Kahana's lip was split down the middle, and it looked like Rav Kahana was laughing at him. Like, got you. Halash Rabbi Yochanan was insulted, and because he was insulted, Rav Kahana passed away on the spot. למחר, next day, אמר לו רבי יוחנן רבי בנן, רבי יוחנן told the חכמים, חזיתי לו בלעד, הכי עביד, you saw how the Babel guy was laughing at me and mocking me? They told him, no, that's how he usually looks. He wasn't laughing at you. He went to the Rabbi Yochanan felt so bad. He went to the cave where Rav Kahana was buried. There was a snake there, blocking the entrance by making itself into a bowl with its tail in its mouth, blocking the entrance. Snake, open your mouth, let out the tail so the teacher can go to the student. I want to visit Rav Kahana. He didn't open. You can ask okay, maybe he's my equal. Let a friend go to see his friend. He didn't open. He called himself a Talmid and calling Rav Kahana his teacher as his superior. Then the snake opened up. He went to the kever. He prayed prayed to Hashem, and Rav Kahana came back to life. Amar le told Rav Kahana, if I had known that was the way you usually look, I would not have gotten insulted. Now at least come back. Let's go back to learning. And now I know not to be insulted. Don't worry about it. Amar le Rav Kahana told him, only if you pray to Hashem that this won't happen again, that you're not going to accidentally kill me again, then I'll come back on you. But if I don't go, if you don't pray, I'm not going to go because I had a miracle once that he came back from death. He's not going to let it again. Today, Rabbi woke him up and raised him to life. He asked Rav Kahana all his questions, and Rav Kahana answered each one. Rav Yochanan then told his students that were in Eretz Israel, obviously he had moved to Eretz, Rav Kahana moved to Eretz Israel. Rav Yochanan told his students, he's like, I always said that the Torah is here by us in Eretz Israel, but really it's from Babel. Look at Rav Kahana, how great he is. Another story. There was a guy who showed Rabbi Abba's silk storage to the king officers, and they took it away. They were sitting and talking about the halacha. Rabbi was also there. Maybe they should make him maybe they should make him chayav from the following Mishnah. If someone said, if a judge made a case, a monetary case, and zikat hayav, he said the guy who's innocent is chayav, or he made the guy who's chayav, he made him patur, and he made the guy who's patur, made him chayav. Timet tahor, he said the tahor item is tameh, v'tiharet tameh, and he made the tameh item tahor. Masha asa asui v'shlemi beto. Whatever is done, and the guy has to pay from his own property. So we see over there that it's a grama situation where you cause something to happen, the judge caused it to happen, and therefore we still see chayav. So maybe this guy shows to be a chayav. Amar said, no. Rav said in that Mishnah, the judge physically took it and gave it to the next guy. So that was hand to hand. That's why it's chayav over, maybe not. They said, Then the go to these rabbis who judge girama, garmi, like in indirect damage, and let them see what they say about this. They went to them. He said that the guy is chayav based on our Mishnah, because the Mishnah says, if the field was taken because of the robber has to provide the owner of another field. In that case, it's talking about where he showed it to them. So over here, the guy who showed your silk should be chayav as well. The guy who had a silver cup was set aside by him for him to watch. The thieves came upon him threatening him. He gave him the cup and he saved himself. Told him, you're patur from paying. But he saved himself with his friend's money. He should be chayav. He said it depends. If this guy's wealthy, then they came for his money. Then he'd be chayav, because he saved himself with someone else's item. But this guy's not wealthy. And because he's not wealthy, they knew that he had this cup. They came for the cup, so he gave them the cup. Another story. There's a guy who had the stash of money that people kept, let's say like a gemach of money for redeeming captives. Thieves came upon him and threatened to hurt him. Then he gave them that money and they saved himself. He saved himself with other people's money. He says, what's the money for? For redeeming people. He redeemed himself. That's what it's for. That's why patur. There's a guy who ran onto a boat and he put a donkey onto the boat, and then the people came onto the boat and they filled the boat, and then because it was so heavy, the boat started to sink. Another person sees what's going on, takes the donkey, throws it over, and saves everybody. The guy came for Rabba, Patra is patur from paying donkey. He saved himself through someone else's money. I mean, he killed the guy's donkey. He says, no, that guy was considered odef by bringing his donkey on board, and that's what caused the problem in the first place. Therefore, you're patur. Rabba goes according to his own reasoning, because we see this elsewhere. If a guy was chasing someone else, a guy was chasing someone else who was chasing someone else. Reuben was chasing Shimon, who was trying to kill Levi. And the guy broke some kilim on the way. The guy who was Shimon, the middle guy who's actually trying to commit regular murder, he is patur because he's already chayav mita. He's already considered a dead man. We had a similar situation with the habab ma'teret. The concept that if you're doing something that technically you should be killed for, you're considered a dead man, and therefore he's patur from the damages he caused. If the guy is being chased broke the chaser's items, patur, he's also patur for that stuff. Because if he kills that guy who's chasing him, he's patur. So then why would we have to break his item? So therefore, that's why he's patur for that. But if the guy's being chased, broke other people's stuff, chayav. Because you can't save yourself on the expense of your friend. However, special halacha, if the guy is chasing after the chaser or is chasing after someone else, if he breaks something, doesn't make a difference who belongs to patur, but not because of halacha, but rather takana. Because if you not say, if you make him chayav, and then the no one wants to save anybody if you're going to be chayav. Right, you're chasing the guy with your car. If you're going to be chayav every single car that you hit, you're not going to chase it. Again, no problem. I don't want to get involved. No Mishnah. If the guy stole a field and the river flooded it and destroyed it, the robber can tell the owner of the field, here's your field back. He's patur. Number 9. Someone steals a field from his friend. And the field got flooded. To replace it. The robber can tell him. The robber the robber can say it's yours. So what's the machlok based off of? Maybe there's darash ribuya mi'ute. But Eliezer learns ribuya mi'ut. We'll explain. And ribuya means inclusion, mi'ut means exclusion. The pasuk talks about where the guy steals something, he lies to his friend about the item that he has. That is generalization. No matter what he stole, he denies it, no problem. The pikadon mi'ait, but regarding the pikadon, it gave a specification because it says pikadon mentions a deposit. So we see it excluded other stuff. It specified one item which excludes other stuff. So included everything, excluded everything, and then then it included everything again because it says anything else that you are swearing about falsely. So riba umi'at riba, you have an inclusion, exclusion, and inclusion. Riba hakol includes everything. Everything you are chayav. Might be what it include ribi commonly even karka, right? Everything that you have that you could steal, you're chayav. Yeah, and you're considered stolen. What was excluded by the word that pikadon? Mi'at sharot excludes documents. So therefore, according to ELIYAHU, the reason why you're chayav to replace it is because he holds the pasuk says you're able to steal karka. Chachamim hold, however, darshi klalu prati. They learn klal and prat. Viki hayesh, the pasuk says he denies that's a klal generalization. Pipikadon mentions deposit, prat, specification. Or mikol, then it says everything. Chazar v'klal, it's another generalization. Klal, prat, klal, we have a generalization, specification, and generalization. Iyat hadan, like in a prat, it only teaches you things that are similar to the specification, which is ma prat tavam tefillin v'kufum, just like a pikadon or a loan. They are things that are movable and have value. Af kol davar tefillin v'kufum, anything that fits with that. Yes, ukarkot that excludes land. She'em tefillin, they're not movable. Yes, avadim, it excludes slaves. Shehekoshu l'karkot, because for halacha, their slaves are considered like karka. Yes, usharot, and excludes documents. She'afa pi, even though they're considered metathlin, and gufanamon, they're not considered money. So according to Chachamim, we see that land is not considered stolen. Vatanya, no right up. Someone steals a cow. Ushvatvana, and then the river's swept away. Halalam do para, is to replace it. Hamim says, Omar lo harash shulchan v'necha. Hamim says, sorry, it's your cow. So Hatamai Nutik, what's the machlok over there? Right? There's no land. Right? It says, Omar ba, Achmas, Kinon, Musa Tomat, Kilon Shigazas, then Haver Vaita. It's talking about a case where there was land. He stole the land, and there was a cow on the Revutah, and there was a cow on it. Ushtvatana had the river swept away. Rabbi Elazar, the Rabbi Elazar the Tameh, Rabbi Tamayu. Rabbi Elazar goes according to his reasoning that if the thief steals the land, he acquires it, and when he acquires the land, therefore he acquires the cow, and therefore he has to replace it. And the Hachamim also go into their own opinion. You steal land, doesn't work, and therefore when you stole the land, you didn't acquire the cow, and therefore you could say, not my problem. New Mishnah, someone steals from his friend. Or he borrowed money from him. Or his friend gave him an item to watch. If he gave it to him in a settled city, for example, don't give it to him in the wilderness where it's dangerous and the guy might lose it. Right? You can't say, "Here it is, good luck getting it back." And you can't give it to him in Harlem. If he gave it to him on condition that he could return it to him in the midbar, in the wilderness, he can return in the wilderness. Sounds like a pshita, like obvious, we'll explain. A loan can be paid back in any place. But a lost item or a deposit can be returned only in its place. The right to stira from the loan part. The loan says that you could repay it anywhere. And Rabbi says, no, come on. Right is saying as follows. Payment for a loan can be demanded anywhere. Now, it doesn't have to be in the same spot that you borrowed it. A return of a lost item or a deposit can only be demanded in the place that you did it. Mishnah said, let's say the midbar, if he accepted on condition that he will go out to the wilderness to give it to him there, he can do it in the wilderness. The Martha Pizza, of course, that was tonight. La tricha, no. The scenario is where the guy, when he gave him the item, he says to him, you watch it because I have to go to the wilderness. When he told the guy, you know, I happen to have to go out there also. If I want to return it to you there, I'm going to return it to you there. So the guy basically didn't necessarily agree to it. He knows more or less notified him that he's going to return it to him in the wilderness, and it still works. That is able to return it there. Someone told his friend, I stole from you. You lent me money. You left something for me to watch. I don't know if I gave it back to you or not. Have to pay in any of those cases because he said, I for sure remember taking it, but I'm not sure I paid you back. However, if he tells him, I don't know if I stole from you or if you lent me money or if I deposit, if you gave me something to watch, patur means patur to pay. What's not it, I'm in 9.